we stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference and answer the call.
Well, hi there, and welcome back to another episode of the All Around Growth podcast. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. Today is Thursday, May 26, 2022, and this is episode number 357 of a show that provides insight and tools to build the life and homesteads of our dreams. And since it is a Thursday, we've got an Old Farmers Almanac episode coming up today, guys, and the title of today's show is, well, there's a chance to see a meteor storm from a crumbling comet on May 30th, and while this isn't directly homestead related, it's kind of cool, so we're going to talk about that. But generally in these Old Farmers Almanac episodes, which are linked to in the show notes, you can find links to cool things like who was born on this day, what happened today in history, little factoids such as there's 26 days until summer begins, questions of the day, puzzles of the day, questions of the day like how long does a cow stay in calf? And can a cow support more than one calf? If so, how many? And little poems to reflect on, such as this: the work is done, no more to man is given. The grateful farmer trusts the rest to heaven. Robert Bloomfield of Planting. And today we've got this article that we're going to read briefly, the chance to see a meteor storm from a crumbling comet on May 30th. You can learn more about companion planting with herbs. Learn about companion planting with herbs. Here are our favorite culinary herbs for the garden and the kitchen. Find out which herbs and vegetables grow well together, which herbs to plant together, and which herbs go with which foods. So you can read an article on companion planting with herbs. And also, I'd like to give a little shout out to the audience. Wayne has a group and a podcast called Kitchen Expeditions. So this might be a little bit more of an appropriate topic for Wayne and his group. Check it out, Kitchen Expeditions. You can find the podcast on Spotify and the chat group on Telegram. There's also articles in the Old Farmers Almanac about poison oak, identification of and treatment, leaves of 3, let it be, hairy vine, no friend of mine, learn how to spot poison oak, tell the difference between poison oak and poison ivy, and treat a poison oak rash. There's also an article on peanut butter and banana smoothies and why you should plant annual flowers, because annual flowers are like Rodney Dangerfield. They don't get no respect. However, if you have no annuals in your garden at all, you are missing out on one of life's joys and a whole lot of color. Let's discover some of the best and easiest annual flowers, including beautiful pictures. So if you are interested in that, again, check out the show notes for the link to the Old Farmers Almanac and the date today, which will bring up the Daily Almanac, which I am reading with you right now. Again, you can learn about all of this and more by clicking in the date today in the show notes, down at the very bottom in the discussion links. Now, moving forward, we've got a chance to see a meteor storm from a crumbling comet on May 30th. That's in 4 days. So new for 2022, will the Tau Herculids shower make an appearance? Forgive me if I've butchered that name. This is an article by Bob Berman, who wrote this a couple days ago on May 24th. Heads up, on Monday night, May 30th, we may witness a new meteor shower and impressive display of shooting stars thanks to a comet that's breaking apart. Will a newcomer, the Tau Herculids showers, make an appearance? Bob Berman fills us in on the latest astronomy news. Some words in English are frustratingly ambiguous. Earthquake can mean a tremor that no one can feel or a city-destroying cataclysm. Astronomy also has such terms. We just had a very beautiful total lunar eclipse last week. But in the 2 years prior, 2020 and 2021, we had eclipse varieties which you never saw the slightest thing happen. In which you never saw the slightest thing happen. The meteor shower, not all are equal. The same is true of the term meteor shower. Every night between midnight and dawn, an average of 6 shooting stars are visible each hour, and virtually nobody bothers to put out a lawn chair and watch for them. Only slightly better are the 24 minor meteor showers we get annually. Though the TV weather person sometimes announces them in grand fashion, on such nights a diligent observer might merely see 1 or 2 every 10 minutes, with most observing far fewer if viewing from a big town or city, or if there's a bright moon. A giant step upward is a major meteor shower, in which 1 a minute graces the heavens. This is definitely worth the trouble, and we'll get the next one of those on December 13th with the Geminids, the biggest meteor shower of the year, which is linked to in this article. Note, the Perseid meteors of August are a major shower as well, but this year they will compete directly with a full moon. Articles for the Perseid meteors in the article as well, or links rather. The grand prize, a meteor storm. But the grand prize, called a meteor storm, is a whole different kettle of fish. We last had one of those in the late hours of November 18, 2001. Then the northeast U.S. had cloudless, moonless skies and 7 dazzlingly bright green shooting stars trailed by lingering trains that glowed for a while were seen every single minute for several hours. The meteor storms of 1966, 1866, and 1833 displayed as many as 50 meteors per second for several hours. Such a spectacle makes Meteor Storm a top-tier visual natural spectacle that competes with a total solar eclipse or a major display of the aurora borealis. Alas, after the 2001 event, the next likely storm won't happen until November 18th, 2099. But there's a chance we'll get one this Monday night. The chance for a mind-bending meteor storm. That's right, as Monday, May 30th comes to an end at midnight, that's just when planet Earth may start plowing through the debris left behind by a shattered comet. On that night, we may be gifted a new meteor shower, the Tau Herculids, and it may be one of the best displays this year. Now let me caution you, the chances are only poor to fair, but at least there will be no sky-spoiling bright moon as it's a new moon the prior day. So if it's mostly clear that night, why not stay up and look overhead between midnight and 1 a.m. on Monday night? Maximum activity is expected on May 30th to 31st, 2022 at 5 o'clock UTC, which translates as follows by time zone. 1 a.m. I'm pausing because it says EDT. So EDT, Eastern Daylight Time. Anyways, 1 a.m. EDT on May 31st, midnight CDT on May 30th, 11 p.m. MDT on May 30th, and 10 p.m. PDT on May 30th. So for all of you on the West Coast, you can have an opportunity to see this earlier, where those of us out here may be staying up a little later should we choose to watch this. Happily, most of North America will have the chance to see this phenomenon. The shower's radiant or point from which the meteors stream will be above Baja California, near the bright star Arcturus. However, you don't really need a sky map. Meteor showers can be viewed anywhere in the sky, especially with no moon to steal the show this year. And there is a map indicating the shower's radiant will be almost straight above Baja California, so you can get an idea of where you will be most able or most likely to see this and where you will not. For example, east coast of Brazil. The most important thing is finding a dark site away from any bright lights. Also, give your eyes 20 minutes to adapt to the darkness. Sit back in a reclining chair, bring a blanket because it will be cool, and let your eyes wander all over the sky. Now, the story of a crumbling comet. If you're curious as to the story behind this possible meteor storm, here's the scoop. In 1995, a comet SW3, exploded and split apart and continues to deteriorate as many fragments break off. This year is the first time since this catastrophic breakup that the Earth will come across one or more of the comet's debris streams. SW3, short for 73P Schwarzmann-Wachmann 3, is a tiny comet that orbits the Sun every 5.4 years. After its discovery in 1930, astronomers observed that a handful of meteors emerged from a radiant near a star called Tau Herculids. So the shower has been called the Tau Herculid meteor shower. You can learn more about meteor showers and comets with links inside and embedded within this article. Now, normally we don't see a display from the Tau Herculids, and with the big 1995 explosion and fragmentation event of SW3 spawn a meteor shower, or will they spawn a meteor shower on May 30th? Or even a spectacular meteor storm? Well, if we pass through large pieces from the crumbling comet and the speed is also strong enough and the debris isn't too spread out, we may see dozens of bright meteors. Better yet, if we pass through a particular dense concentration of debris, this display could be as intense as a meteor storm, 1,000 or more meteors per hour. In 1966, the Leonid meteor storm was so stupendous that meteors were falling at a rate by many as too numerous to count. So yes, there are a few conditions to create the, quote, perfect storm. It'll probably be a false alarm, but if we get lucky, it may be the greatest sight of your entire life. So, guys, the summary, if you will, is that if we see something, it's going to be something good. The greatest sight of our entire life. So, you've got the information, as do I. I guess the question is, what are we going to do with it? Are we going to stay up, take a chance, get one with nature, see if we can observe something very cool? Think about it. And also, let me know if you're in a good condition, or in a good spot to see the upcoming meteor storm. Do you live in a good area with no light pollution? Let us know in the Telegram chat, t.me/allaroundgrowth, and also let us know if you plan on watching the upcoming meteor storm yourself. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.
What can I do? The needs are many and answers a few. People turn that we can help somebody along the way. People may think that it's odd that I believe in friendship and love. Truth is always the best way to the world that may seem odd. I'm an odd fellow. You're an odd